guys, and welcome to another week of WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope everyone's doing good. And this week we have Torghast Unbridled. I have mentioned this one a lot, and I feel like a broken record every time I go through all the details. So this time we're screenshotting. So feel free to pause if you want to read through everything, basically in short form. If you don't want to read, basically what happens is you go into Torghast. It's going to be dark mode, so your UI will be pretty visible, but you're going to be fighting monsters in the dark, and it can be pretty challenging. And then you'll get your powers and all that. For more specifics, pause the video and read. The weekly will be mythics, so just complete 4 mythics and you'll get some gear. Pretty simple. You can do mythic zeros if you're not really a mythic plus player. They do not have to be hard mode dungeons, so yeah. Also, we will have PvP Brawl, the Packed House. Brewfest is still going on, and it ends on Wednesday. So with that said, let's do a last call here. Last call for Pink Elix. You know, you've got basically till Tuesday night to get that done. So you got one day. And yeah, so if you haven't done that yet, definitely check my video out. I put out a video earlier. I'll also link it at the end of this video. Although technically you could find out how to do it in this video, because today's content is me running it for a second time on a different hunter. Also, we have Darkmoon Fair that is happening right now, so you can go get your buffs and all that. And for anyone that might be interested, there is some pet leveling that will happen on Sunday. It is not the power level of pet event, but it's decent enough. It's like the mediocre pet leveling event, the regular one. And this is the one in the garrison. So it is Squirt, but it just isn't the overpowered version. But you can still level each pet in probably, I would say, roughly 3 turns. So 3 battles should get you from 1 to 25. Maybe 4, depending on what the buffs you have on you are. Maybe if you don't have the safari hat, you might need to do 4. So as for goals and accomplishments, didn't really have any major goals this week. The only real goal I had was doing more Ashron and getting more Tauren kills. Did not make the 500, but honestly, we started at like 70, so that would have been asking a lot. However, I've been a little surprised how long it's taking to get some kills on Tauren. I totally thought Tauren would be super easy, like almost as easy as Blood Elves. You know, so yeah, I'm a little surprised. Maybe there's not as many Tauren as I always thought there was. I don't know. I guess really if anyone's a Tauren, they're probably a druid or a paladin, right? But I got some anyway. I'm halfway. I'm at like a little short of 250, so almost halfway, but you know, might as well call it halfway. It's close enough. So got that done, and there's still one more day, right? I'm gonna do some more tonight, and yeah, but I probably wouldn't get any further than like 300 kills, but that's not bad. Any type of progression is good. I am just glad I'm done with goblins, honestly. Now that I'm done with goblins, I'm just a happy camper. I don't care how long anything else takes. So for this week's goals, I think I am going to take advantage of the Darkmoon buff, and I am going to try to finish leveling that warrior. Not totally sure how far we'll go. I've got some video stuff I want to do as well, so I guess it'll just depend. Plus the buff's only 10%, right? But I figure, we might as well take advantage of it. I'm probably just gonna buy some Dark Moon hats because I hate going back every hour. So I'll probably just buy a couple of hats per day that I do it, and I'm okay going there to get the buff at the beginning of my gameplay, but I don't like to keep returning all day. So yeah, maybe we'll have a level 60 warrior. I think the warrior's 56 or 57 right now, so we're a fair amount in. And yeah, I would like to get some more of my alts leveled up. And a couple of extra accomplishments that I actually did this past week was 2 mounts. I got 2 mounts, and one is the Maw mount that I've been farming for a bit. It drops from the Tormentors event, and it is called the Hand of Bemethra. This is it right here. I really like this mount. I think this is the best one of its kind because it's the colors I like. I'd be totally okay if I didn't even get another. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I collect mounts for the number more than the look. But still, look-wise, this is the one that I would want. So that was cool. Looted it on the 12th attempt. And then I was very surprised when I went to my garden and I finally got a mount from the garden. I have been working on the garden like you wouldn't believe since the beginning of Shadowlands, and never have I gotten a mount from it, and I finally got it. This is the Gruesome Flaywing, and he looks pretty cool. And yeah, so I was really happy to get that. It'll probably be, a year before I get another garden mount. Well, I'm hoping not a year, but it took long enough to get that one. And that covers the goals and accomplishments, so let's get to news now. So the first bit of news we're going to go over is some Legion Timewalking stuff. They have mentioned the rep tokens that will come with that system, and it is going to be Court of Ferendis, Dreamweavers, High Mountain Tribe, Valajar, the Wardens, Nightfallen, Armies of Legionfall, Argushan Reach, and Army of the Light. Not shocking. Those are the typical, those are the main rep areas out there, so it makes sense. So each token will cost you 50 Time Warp badges, and it's going to give you 250 reputation. And you can, of course, use this towards your Paragon cash. So if you do the math, it would cost you 2,000 Time Warp badges to get a Paragon cash at one of them. So might be worth saving up. Honestly, I might actually use some, that might actually motivate me to do some more time walking. I skip it a lot on my main, just because I don't really need anything, and she has enough for when the mount comes out for Legion. But I am, as unbelievable as it is, I still do not have the High Mountain Paragon Cash mount and the Court of Ferendis Paragon Cash mount. So yeah, I have all the rest. Army of the Light is a good one if you guys are just starting. There's actually 3 mounts in that one. So yeah, that's a really good one to start gaining rep with. Argushan Reach you would only need to farm your rep till you're exalted, because there is no Paragon cash for Argushan Reach. So also we'll have Sign of the Legion, which will be the buff that you get every time walking has it, where you get a buff that increases your rep. So that will increase your Legion rep by 50%. So that's really good. You'll have your 50% buff Plus, you can buy your tokens as well. So yeah, it'll be a good time to Paragon Cash Farm. And also on the topic of time walking, there's going to be some achievements for time walking. So up until now, there's never been a time walking section in your achievements. So when 9.1.5 launches, you will see time walking in the world events section of the achievement. There's currently 2 achievements at the moment. One is to complete a challenge for any spec at the Mage Tower during Legion time walking, and then the other is to complete every unique challenge available at the Mage Tower during Legion time walking. That one, even although you don't see a reward in there, that one's supposed to unlock the Soaring mount, which I guess we could talk about next. But before we do, I just wanted to say that it would be nice to see some other achievements in there. I feel like the only reason we even have a time walking section now in the achievements in the world events is because it's Legion. You know, I think it has a lot to do with the Mage Tower, and all the achievements that they maybe add later on will probably all have to do with the Mage Tower. You know, if they add more than that. And I just gotta say, it'd be nice to have some achievements for all versions. I'd love to see at least one achievement. You know, maybe just make it simple. Make it do every dungeon in BC time walking, Cata time walking, you know, and I think something like that should have always existed, honestly. But it's a good start. I said we would talk about the mount. So Soaring Spelltome, mentioned it in past WoW weeklies. I am so happy that this mount is going to be in the picture. This is the one I voted for when we could get one free mount. I did mention that I think they've probably worked really hard on all the different mounts, and that at some time we will see all of them. I don't think it's going to end at this book, but the important part of this is we actually know what the real art for the book is. Up until now, it was just a bunch of different art pieces, and there was nothing confirmed for what the actual mount is gonna look like. So I personally like it. You know, I have seen some of the backlash on it, and I know some people aren't really liking it, but I think it looks amazing, honestly. The book has a lot of detail on it. There's a lot of stuff in the pages, which I really like. I like that there's designs in there as well. I love purple, so the purple bookmark and the purple at the top of the book, it's all awesome. So before we get to the next piece of news, here's a video on the mount just so you can see what the special is, and you know how you would sit on it and all that, and or stand. And yeah, I really like it. It's just unfortunate that it's gonna take so much work to get it. Yeah, because that is going to require the Tour of Towers, which is every unique challenge. So that is definitely going to take some work. Unless they're making it easier. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't put that past them. It probably will be easier than those Mage Tower challenges were in Legion. Just because the game is always getting easier. But it still will probably take you a while. The next piece of news is PvP related, and that has to do with Conquest. So Blizzard has increased the Conquest drops by 70%, and that did go into effect already. The next piece of news has to do with sharing your transmogs. So I mentioned in WoW Weekly probably like a month ago that they were putting this system in. So this is basically an improved version of the in-game dressing room. This will go into effect in 9.1.5, and you can basically link your outfit and post it in chat. You can also post it outside of game, so there'll be like a copy to clipboard, and then that generates a link that you can share outside of the game. And yeah, this means absolutely nothing to me, honestly. I barely pay attention to chat, for starters, because all you ever see is want to sell, want to sell. I've gotten used to ignoring chat, so I probably won't see any of this shit being linked anyway. If you guys ask me like what One Piece is, then fine, I'll link it to you guys. But I would probably do more of the outside of the game linking than the in-game linking, honestly. The way I see it is, like, for me, if I'm walking past someone and I'm curious if they're transmog, I just inspect them. Right on their piece, it'll say transmogged 2, and then the item, like, yeah, it's, I don't need no improved system. I can easily find out what people have transmogged their items to. But, whatever, I'm sure it's helpful to some people. You know, there is an add-on that does this too. I mentioned it before. I used to run around with it, and then I just stopped using it. I think it was an add-on I didn't really use too often, and it was just using resources, so I like disabled it or whatever. But I do remember there was one very similar to that. Staying kinda on topic though, transmog and, you know, appearances and stuff like that. There has been some new glows for the hands on a Nightborne. So I think it looks cool. At first I was like, do I care about that? And then I looked at it and it looks pretty cool. So this is the before picture, and before is current game, and after is 9.1.5. Now, one thing that has been mentioned is that when you add the glow, unfortunately, it will cover your fingers. Been mentioned that this is a very popular notice thing when you're using the Nightborne Heritage armor. So all you gotta do is just hide your glove transmog. We also got more info on the free Covenant swapping for 9.1.5. So, for starters, you will need to be Renown 80. So, Renown 80 with at least one character. It just has to be one. It doesn't have to be multiple. But as long as you have one character at 80, all your characters can swap Covenants. Now, where this gets a little confusing, and I'm going to screenshot it in case you guys are reading something that maybe I'm not, because this just seemed kind of stupid to me. But it says what happens when you swap Covenants, right? So your first time in the Covenant, you'll be back to Renown 1. You're back to the Chapter 1 of 9.0. Covenant buildings will reset. Your first soulbind's unlocked. All your deposited anima stays with your Covenant. And you will have no mission table followers. You lost me at back to Renown 1, honestly. Like, that's where I totally... I'm wondering what's the point then? You know, because... For me, I have no intention on doing the Covenant swap, but if I was going to, it would be to purchase the Transmogs. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of those Transmogs require a certain amount of renown before you can purchase them. So to be put back to Renown 1, I kind of thought the whole point of swapping Covenants was for you to be able to just swap Say you're like renown 80, you swap, you're still renown 80, and you buy the transmogs. Like, I guess I was just thinking it would be easier than it's gonna be. Either that or I am reading this wrong. So yeah, but I don't think I am, because they say in order to mitigate many of these downsides, Blizzard is adding many tools to make the catching back up with a Covenant faster. So the broken mark of distinction, that increases your renown to 40. So I guess the good part is you could buy that. You do have to be 80, but that doesn't matter because you wouldn't have swapped the Covenant if you weren't 80 anyway. So, if you can do the swap, you can do the purchase. So that'll give you an instant 40. And then chapters 1 and 2 for your campaign have skips. And patch 9.1.5 is adding skips to the remaining chapters as long as you've completed them before on that Covenant with any character. This way it will be trivial to unlock the other 2. Quests to obtain redeem souls are repeatable. And anima's a lot. Okay. And then when you return to a Covenant, it says that your renown, buildings, anima, campaign progress, mission followers, and are all restored to the state that they were in the moment you left that Covenant. I don't know. It still seems like a lot of work. I think I will just stick with my alts that are already in those other Covenants and just... Yeah, my plan personally is that they're gonna allow you to transfer anima, right? And that's all I really need. I just need anima transferred. I can get whatever other stuff, like offerings. I can do those on each one of those characters. Big whoop, right? Offerings isn't that bad. So all I really need is to be able to transfer anima, and we're gonna be able to do that. So I'm just gonna keep them there, and they can build up their renown, and yeah, and they can just buy it, and then I don't have to worry about any swapping. It's a good plan for a person like me who has a lot of characters. But if you are a person that doesn't have a lot of alts, then you probably would want to choose the Covenant swapping. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound as great as I thought it would be, so yeah. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I am not too impressed on those details. The good part is you can return, but I didn't think there was a returning. Like, I guess I always thought that you could return, but when they said that you could swap freely, I kind of figured that, most people would probably just swap and not go back. They would wait till they have everything, say at Night Fae, and then swap to Kyrian, get everything there, and then, I didn't think there would be any return, really. You just wouldn't do it until you're ready. Let me know what you guys think of that one. Next up, we have some hotfixes. Feel free to pause the video and read through it if you want. Okay, silly Blizzard changes. Okay, first one is Karazhan. So apparently they have included some male versions. Honestly, didn't know that males were missing from the equation, which is hilarious because I've ran Kara so many times for multiple reasons. Didn't know, didn't care, didn't matter to me, and that's with it being my favorite. It's my favorite because of the bosses. I don't really care who's standing where. They replaced 2 of the girls you can see from this picture. So there's Wenton Host, that is a guy, and it used to be a chick there, and then Night Lord. This seems like a silly one. Does it affect me? No, not really. I could give 2 shits. Okay, and also there's been some changes to some emotes. So it says that drool, cough, burp, fart, whistle, spit, and moon no longer change when used while targeting a player. So basically you can still do it, you just can't do it while targeting a player. Pounce and groan have been adjusted when used while targeting a player. 4 new emotes have been added. Huzzah! Magnificent, impressed, and wince. And then kick, stink, shake, and moan have been removed. Really? They removed moan? That one was a fun one to use. And so was kick. God damn it. And shake? You mean I can't shake my booty anymore? What the fuck? Personally, guys, this is getting out of hand. I'm at the point where I am starting to wonder if Blizzard is actually mocking us. Because this just seems like, who goes this far? You know? Like, I feel like it's a joke and they started the joke almost. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they are mocking us. You know, I almost feel like they're throwing it in our faces. You know, you supported them, so this is your punishment. You know, like, that's how I feel. That is exactly how I feel with all these changes lately. It's getting crazy. I even mentioned last week, I wonder what next week's gonna be. Oh, God. Honestly, I was very much expecting Slipmogs to be removed, but, you know, there's still time. Anything is possible, guys. Yeah, it's nothing that horribly affects me. Like, I barely associate with anyone in the game as it is. Like, I associate with the people in the guild, and that's basically it. And, yeah, so, you know, I've never really cared. And then as far as the spit one, I know a lot of people say that, like, Asmon made it popular with his store mount, you know, debates or whatever. But I saw it very popular way before. It was popular in Battlegrounds from the very beginning of the game. So I've been used to that one. Like, what is wrong with fart? Farting's natural. Burping is natural. Coughing is natural. Like, I don't understand why that's, you know, yeah, it's just getting a little ridiculous. Honestly, my guess is that the population of the role players is probably gonna be very minimal. I imagine if anyone's pissed about these changes, it would be them. Personally, I don't think this is gonna fix anything because the /e command still exists. That's the command I usually use. And I don't spit on anyone or anything. Usually it's, you know, throws a snowball at you. You know, the biggest reason I use it is because what I want to do as emotes, Blizzard has not thought of putting in the game, right? So I just /E and do my thing. But the thing is, a troll could easily do /E spits at and then the name of the player. So they're gonna have to remove the /E, which unfortunately, that would piss me off. I love doing custom phrases. And I wasn't really joking about the snowball. I'm Canadian. I love snow, and I love making snowballs and snowmen, and I'm a kid at heart. So that kind of stuff is my favorite stuff. Throwing snowballs. You know, I'll do, sometimes I'll be like, /E, Shadow Mist makes a snow angel. You know, stuff like that. So I would be so upset if they ever got rid of the /E, but I feel like they're asking for it, because when they remove all this, a true troll will just /E and spit at the target. And eventually that is going to be the reason that /E gets removed. And that concludes this week's episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks everyone for watching. An extra big thanks to the members of the channel. And we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.